Hello everyone, welcome to your session. As you all know, in these sessions we are, as our exam is on the verge of approaching and we all have finished our preparations, right? So in order to support you more onto that, we have started a series where we are discussing some previous year questions based on your exam pattern, right? To give you a brief idea, fair idea, a susceptible idea that how the questions are asked in your exams, what is the level of the questions, and when a particular question is being asked in your exam, how you should approach them. Because here in your exam, sir, as you all are aware of this, that some theoretical questions are also being asked, the questions pertaining to your Western logic and Indian logic. So in today's session, I'm going to discuss a few previous year questions based on Western logic, right? Because I wanted to discuss these questions topic wise. I have not brought down some common questions. I have brought down the questions based on, I have bifurcated the questions based on topics, so that you can also make an analysis that which particular part of my syllabus is really important and what should be my focus, right? What should be your focus? Now this is the time, right? These are the last times of your preparation, because as we have named this series also the last lap, right? So these are the last times of your preparation. Don't get confused in your syllabus. Make sure about that. Please don't get confused in your syllabus, right? Stick yourself to the information of your syllabus, right? Don't try to go very much deep into the concepts. Now this is the time for revision. This is the time for practice. All right, so make sure about that you get this also. So without further ado, sir, let's start with the questions. As we follow the normal practice, that I wait for a few seconds so that you can think, right, about the questions, and you can solve the questions in parallel to me. So let's see what is the first question. Name the fallacy committed in the argument below. All men who understand women are potentially perfect husbands. All perfect husbands are men of infinite patience. Therefore, some men of infinite patience are men who understand women, right? So name the fallacy committed in this argument. All men who understand women are potentially perfect husbands. All potentially perfect husbands are men of infinite patience. Therefore, some men of infinite patience are men who understand women. Exclusive premises, existential fallacy, illicit major, and undistributed middle. Right. Please read the question carefully. All right. I guess by now you must have solved the question. See, the correct answer was B. Right. Now, what I feel in these questions, let's see, if I were you, how would I approach these questions? Because every time I cannot think so much into detail, right, for every other question. So what I do, what my normal practice over there is that I eliminate the options. If somehow I'm confused in the answer, sir, I will try to eliminate the options, and through the elimination, I'll try to find that what could be my answer. See, here I have to determine the fallacy committed in the argument. So let's talk about exclusive premise. So in exclusive premise, right, when this fallacy can appear, right, in exclusive premise, fallacy happens in categorical syllogism, right? That's what we have studied in categorical syllogism. This sort of fallacy appears, and in this sort of fallacies, right, both of its premises are negative, but here both the premises are not negative. So sir, the answer will not be exclusive premises, because in exclusive premises both the premises, right, are negative. Here it is not. Next, let's talk about illicit major, right? It is also in categorical syllogism. This type of fallacy is also in categorical syllogism, right? And here major term is undistributed. In this sort of fallacy, in illicit major term is undistributed, right, in the major premise. Major term is undistributed in the major premise, but distributed in the conclusion. Here it is not happening. It is not distributed in the conclusion. The major term is not distributed in the conclusion. So sir, this will not be my answer. All right. Now undistributed middle. When can undistributed middle appear? Right. I'm still giving you time. Right. I'm still giving you 5-10 seconds to think. Right. I know you cannot answer with me, right? I know this, you cannot answer for me, but still I'm giving you the time to think, so that you can have a very fair idea that what could be your answer. Right? So when can undistributed middle happen? When it is also in categorical syllogism. This type of fallacy is also in categorical syllogism, and in this type of fallacy, the I beg your pardon, a middle term, right? The middle term is distributed, the middle term is not distributed, right, anywhere. It is not distributed either in the minor premise or in major premise. So in this sort of fallacy, undistributed middle, the middle term is not distributed in any of the premises, minor or major. So this will not be my answer, right? This will not be my answer. Now I am left out with only this option, existential fallacy. This will be my answer. So option B is the correct one, because I have eliminated the remaining ones. All right, let's move on to the next question. Deduction proceeds from particular to universal, universal to particular, particular to particular, universal to universal. Right, and you know this, right? The correct answer should be B, right? Deduction proceeds from universal to particular. Deduction means moving from universal to particular, right? Deduction means from moving from universal to, please note this, deduction means moving from particular to deduction means moving from universal to particular, right? What deduction is? It is a scientific approach, sir. It is a scientific approach to do research, right? To do research. All right. So that would be answer. Deduction proceeds from universal to particular, right? That would be your answer. All right. Let's move to the next question. Given below are two statements. When I look deep into myself, I always stumble with one perception or another. I can never catch myself. Statement 2. Self is the logical presupposition. Self is the logical presupposition of all knowledge. Therefore, the concepts like substance and persons cannot be applied to it. In the light of the above statements, choose the most appropriate answer from the options given below. Both statement 1 and 2 are true. Both statement 1 and 2 are false. Statement 1 is true, but 2 is false. Statement 1 is false, but 2 is true. Try this one. I'm giving you some extra time for this question because this question is long. Try to think about that. See, when I look deep into myself, I always stumble with one perception or another. I can never catch myself, right? See, when we talk about human beings, they are conscious about themselves as well, right? Even though they are conscious about the world around them, but they are conscious about themselves. Fine. If I give you the example, someone would ask me, sir, can you please give me an example how they are conscious about themselves? They see their activities. They see their activities. They see their lives, like mental life, physical life, correct? Uh, uh, then they see their emotional life as well, right? So they are self-aware. I would say that they are self-aware, right, about this. They are self-aware. So one is correct, right? As per me, one is correct. For me, both are correct, right? So let's see the answer. Option A, both were correct, right? That's what I felt. Because one is correct, they are aware about themselves, they are self-aware, right? They monitor their mental lives, their emotional lives, their physical lives, right? They are self-aware. They are also conscious about the world around them, right? As well as self-conscious. So one is correct, right? Then let's talk about second one. Self is the logical presupposition of all knowledge. Therefore, the concepts like substance and person cannot be applied to it, right? See, when when you know yourself, in order to know the world, you should know yourself. There is a Greek saying as well. This is the Greek saying. In order to know the world, I am giving you the meaning. Actually, I'm not right now. I'm not remembering the Greek saying, but there is a Greek saying. The meaning was about that Greek saying. The meaning was, in order to know the world, you should know yourself. So, second statement is true because of that. So, both statements 1 and 2 are true. All right. Now let's talk about this. Given below are two statements. All knowledge is a recollection. It is true on a certain account. Statement 2, all men by nature desire understanding. In light of the above statement, choose the most appropriate answer from the options given below. Right, similar to the previous one. Try this one. Guess by now you must have completed. See, as per me, both the statements are true. Both 1 and 2 are true. Right, option A was the correct answer. Knowledge is a recollection, right? Knowledge is nothing but recollection of facts, correct? Knowledge is nothing but recollection of facts. It is true on a certain account. See, based on a person's behavior, right, and knowledge, right, their competencies are decided, right? Based on their knowledge, their behavior, competencies are decided. So statement 1 is correct, right? All knowledge is a recollection of facts, right? So all knowledge is a recollection. It is true on a certain account, right? Based on behaviors and knowledge, right? Based on behavior and knowledge, a person's competencies are decided to lead them to be successful. And for statement 2, all men by nature desire understanding. So see, understanding can be achieved through sincere communication. That's what I would say. Through sincere communication, disciplined communication, right? So understanding can be achieved. So all men by nature desire understanding, and through better communication, they can achieve understanding. So statement 2 is also correct. So answer would be both statement 1 and 2 are correct. right? These are theoretical questions that you should know. Make sure about them, that you know about them. All right, let's move on to the next question. Identify the features of Aristotelian syllogism from the following. It is deductive, inductive, and formal material. It is only deductive and formal. The major and minor terms, right, stand apart in the premises. It is verbalistic. Verbal form is not the essence of inference. Try this one. All right. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. Say, identify the features of Aristotle's syllogism. Aristotle is known as father of deductive reasoning, right? He father of deductive reasoning. So let's see which of the following statements were correct about Aristotelian syllogism. It is deductive, inductive, and formal material. No. It is only deductive and formal. Yes. Right, it is only deductive and formal, it is not inductive, right? I told you inductive reasoning, deductive reasoning, right? The major and minor terms stand apart in the premises. Yes, and it is verbalistic, right? Actually, Aristotle is popular for verbalism, right? His syllogism was about verbalism, so D was also correct. And verbal form is not the essence of inference. No, that's what not Aristotle told, right? He actually gave importance to verbalism. So here B, C, and D were correct. So option C should be the answer. C, option C was the answer. All right. See what happens in syllogism. You use deductive reasoning to arrive to a conclusion by considering two or more propositions to be true, right? You deduce a conclusion based on two or more propositions to be true, from two or more propositions, right, which you consider to be true. So that's what happens over there. So this was the answer, B, C, and D. Please make sure that you get this. All right. Let's go to the next question. Some students are sincere. It is an example of which proposition? Universal affirmative, universal negation, particular affirmative, particular negation. I don't think you need an explanation for this. Right. The answer would be particular affirmative, because see, in universal negative, by keeping these two propositions to be same, right? In universal affirmative, my statement would have been all students are sincere, right? If my statement was of universal affirmative nature, it would be all students are sincere, right? In universal negation, it would have been no student is sincere. No student is sincere, or no students are sincere, whatever you like to call. In particular negative negation, some students are not sincere. Some students are not sincere. Right. But in particular affirmative, my answer would be some students. My statement would have been some students are sincere. Right. Which was my question. So that would be the answer. All right. Let's move on to the next question. All students cleared their examination and few students did not clear their examination. This is an instance of contradictories, subaltern, superaltern, subaltern, and contraries. Try this one. All students cleared their examination and few students did not clear their examination. This is an instance of, see, contradictories, right? Both are contradictories. You know this, right? One is positive, one is negative. They are contrary. See, when you are saying all students are cleared, all students cleared their exam, that means no student got failed. But if it is saying few students did not clear their exam, both are contradicting each other. Both cannot be true at the same time, and both cannot be false at the same time, right? Both are contradictory to each other. Next one. Everyone is going to the party, you should go too. This inference commits which kind of policy? Right? Now let's talk about that. Everyone is going to the party, you should go too. I'm giving you time to think, to develop your reasons. See to that you develop your reasons, right? Don't just mark your answers, or you should be prepared with your reasons as well. Because in exam, examiner is going to put questions in front of you for which you need your reasons, right? You every time you cannot play with the options. Right. Everyone is going to the party, you should go too. This is ad populum fallacy. Because in ad populum fallacy, uh, the one who is argumenting, right? The person who is argumenting is trying to convince the audience uh, to do something because everyone else is doing that, right? So in this kind of fallacy, the person who is argumenting, right, is actually convincing the audience because to do something because everyone else is doing so, right? So that would be your answer. This was ad populum because everyone is going to the party, so you should go too. So examiner is trying to convince you because sir, everyone is doing this, you should also do this, right? So that is the case. All right, let's move on to the next question. The inference, a mouse is an animal, therefore a large mouse is a large animal, commits which one of the following fallacies? Strawman, slippery slope, equivocation, fallacy of composition. A mouse is an animal, therefore a large mouse is a large animal. See, a mouse is an animal, therefore a large mouse is a large animal, right? Here the word large means different things depending on the context, right? Depending on the context, the word large can mean different things. It can mean different things. And in a fallacy where we have to slide down between two or more different meanings, right, of a word, that particular fallacy is called equivocation, because in equivocation we slide between two or more different meanings of a word, and here large can mean different things based on the context. Make sure about that, right? So here your answer would be equivocation, right? And your answer was also equivocation. All right. In which of the following propositions both can be true simultaneously but cannot be false simultaneously? Very good. Try this one. Which of the following propositions both can be true simultaneously but cannot be false simultaneously? That was subcontrary, right? That was subcontrary. The answer would be C. That was subcontrary. In subcontrary, right, proposition, both can be true simultaneously but cannot be false simultaneously. For example, some A are B and some A are not B, right? Some A are B and some A are not B, right? Take this example, right? It will be showing you subcontrary propositions, right? So these were a few questions which I have taken into account from Western logic, right? So that I can show you that what are the questions asked from this particular topic, and how you should mold your preparation in the last few days. Because see, right now is the time when you should be more focused on your previous year questions, and please make sure that you do that. So please see these sessions, please try to solve the questions in parallel, right? So that you can know how well is your preparation, and what are the things that you can do in last moment so that you can better off your preparation as well, right? So these were the questions on Western logic. In the next class, when I will see you all, right, I'm going to discuss some of the more questions based on some new concepts, right? And I wish you all the luck for your upcoming exam, and what I feel is that right now, please do practice, please focus on your practice, please do sincere practice of questions, right? And that's why we have brought down these sessions, so that all of you, right, even though if you are lagging somewhere, some behind, right, in practicing, you can cover that up through these sessions. So right now I'm going to keep this session till here. In the next session, I'll meet you again with some new questions, as I told you, right? So for now, right, that would be all from my side. Thank you so much for watching this session. Keep learning, keep smiling.